The Fortnite and Sketch collab is actually a little disturbing.
Why?
First and foremost, this has nothing to do with his lifestyle. To each their own. I really don't care what he does in his free time. But we're talking about a game that is ultimately focused around child themes. And yes, I understand a massive amount of adults do play this game, but I said child themes, not just for children. And it's still a red flag to collab with someone who is notoriously known for their sexual escapades. After all, it's the only reason I had ever heard of him. But maybe I'm just projecting here. However, there's no denying his introduction to millions of kids who don't know who he is going to lead to many of them stumbling onto his shenanigans. With great power comes great responsibility, and sometimes it feels like Fortnite is telling us they don't want that responsibility anymore. But maybe that's also being a little bit dramatic. Nonetheless, the people and themes that Epic decide to promote are going to influence young kids at some level.
Drink your water.
Whether it's simply letting them know that they just exist, or introducing them to their new favorite artists, there will be some level of impact. And outside of his unusual background, is Sketch really even that connected to Fortnite? Was he ever considered a Fortnite streamer? The only thing that I've ever heard of him was his meme, and then of course all the weird stuff that came after it. And this is where you kind of realize that there are so many better people that Fortnite could be collabing with. And that's really the main issue here, isn't it? Why these people? Is it simply just because of the money? I mean, really think about it. Why aren't historic figures or presidents or heroes being put into the game? People of historical importance, people that society value, people that changed history, changed society, or people that we may not know about, but people that should be learned about. And obviously there are some figures who had untimely deaths, like, maybe JFK, that would make it a bit trickier to be respectful and put them in the game. But why isn't people like George Washington Carver or Harriet Tubman or Abraham Lincoln in this game? Or maybe even heroes in World War II that helped rescue people from Nazi Germany, or people who helped slaves escape from the South and tell their story in some positive way when you buy the skins.
Hit that sub button.
Imagine if when you purchased a skin, you got a story on their life, what they did and how they helped society, the great things they achieved. And part of your purchase goes to a foundation that somehow relates to them. And of course, people will immediately point to the fact that nobody's going to buy these skins if they don't know who they are. But you could design them to be extremely attractive, extremely desirable, and people would get them and in the process learn about who they are, what they did. And on top of that, you can make them extremely affordable, as long as you watch the entire video. Or imagine a battle pass that retold a historical story over a certain amount of time. We would get important historical figures from that story from that time in the battle pass. And with Fortnite being so seemingly desperate for any semblance of a story across their chapters, this would potentially work as a great way to help ground their story moving forward. Because I think we can all agree on one thing here: none of us have any clue or idea what is going on in the story mode of Fortnite right now. The last thing I can remember is Jonesy going through a rift and being in Tilted Towers in the offices, and then I really have no idea what's happened since then. And this is all fairly deep for something as simple as a collab in Fortnite, but it just felt so out of place that I felt like I had to make it the heart of this video. And since we brought up battle passes, it is kind of crazy to think we're only a month away from Chapter 6 Season 2, as they've just begun playtesting it. And it's really hard to make an educational guess on what's going to be involved in next season, as the map could look completely different after the live event, as we're going to see both Godzilla and King Kong more than likely fight. And it would be extremely cool if players could somehow influence the battle between the two, and whoever wins would have a different outcome on the map. And my money's still on the fact that the dam is going to be broken and the whole southern part of the map is going to be fully flooded.
Well, seriously, drink your water.
Come to think of it, again, we haven't had a full water season since Chapter 2. Imagine if the whole map flooded and we got some type of rework of Chapter 5 Season 3 wreck, but boats instead of cars. For those of you who just vomited, I'm absolutely sorry. How would you feel about a season that had about 70% water on the map and was focused around boats? Honestly, that sounds absolutely dreadful. I regret even bringing that up, and that's coming from someone who loved Chapter 5 Season 3. For me, that car season was one of the most memorable we've ever gotten. We've never had anything like that. Boats would be very unique for sure, but just maybe too much.
Almost every one of my channel's viewers is not subscribed to the channel. Do me a huge favor and hit that subscription button. We're trying to get monetized. My dog and I.
What do you guys want to see in Chapter 6 Season 2? Let me know in the comments. And remember, if you want to run squads with me on stream so you can be in one of these videos, join the Discord in the bio. Alright, that's enough yapping for today. He jumped out of here! I'm gonna zoom over. Give me a cover. Another team shooting us. Chris, why isn't it building? Are you
And if you enjoyed this video, think about watching either of these videos that's on the screen. As always, hit that sub button and turn on notifications. Go out there and do something great.